Hello Galactic family. Part 2 is a continuation from Part 1, which is a Mind Unleashed exclusive interview with Neil Keenan, the man who is working to open the global collateral accounts. These accounts are arguably the banking cabal's deepest secret in regards to planetary wealth and relates to historical events like the Bretton Woods Agreement and JFK trying to end the Federal Reserve. You've stated in some of your updates that you're working with multiple intelligence agencies, presidents and prime ministers. Can you go into more detail on that for us without divulging things that can't yet be said? I will not reveal any name or agency. My team knows who they are and that is all that matters at this time. Some people say that Sukarno's son is M1 and that he is working to open the accounts. Is that true? How does Edicino fit into this picture? There are many people who make many claims about opening the accounts and they have done so for many years in which they have not completed one legal deal. They are told to return home when they fly to Hong Kong or England attempting to cash things in. Their great successes happen with illegal transactions whereas the governmental corporations steadily utilized the assets for their own personal needs. The elders have been rightful in illegally utilizing some of the global currencies or gold considering that they have not been paid 1 cent to this very day for providing the assets with security and safety. The elders have placed their own lives on the line for many years with some of them having either been killed or imprisoned and for what? Protecting the humanitarian assets. The rightful depositors will not hesitate in granting some sort of stipend for doing a great job under extreme pressure once they are opened. I will see to it. One final note here. If there's a Sukarno in charge then one simple question answers all this: who does the Sukarno Trust belong to? It is not a Sukarno. It is Edicino. He is the heir to the Sukarno Trust due to his father's and family's allegiances to President Sukarno during his reign, and the West is attempting to steal all his assets if possible. Edie is real and secure in his ways and feels very humble and sorry that he has not been able to open the accounts for humanity, seeing the accounts, as stated, are owned by the depositors, that being the Dragon family. On the other hand, Edie has many real assets belonging to the trusts, but the West has shut him down with hopes of utilizing the assets themselves. Nothing has ever been returned to the East. Soon, when things open up, the West will receive humanitarian packages issued by a professional team of people, but the East will get theirs as well. No more thievery and or slavery. We can stop the globalist movement, and we absolutely will once we get things going. UBS, Credit Suisse, HSBC already being cleaned up by the family and sister. Do not play with sister, she is one piece of big banking knowledge in others like the EU, the Federal Reserve and the United States of America Corporation will be exposed soon should they not adhere to the newfound principles of fairness and honesty. In November of 2011 I was issued a deed of authorization and agreement from Dr. Edicino Soconto, who is sworn in to be the legal heir of record as stated in the last will and testament of the late legal holder of the family inheritance guarantee, as attached to all the gold deposits. This was ordered by President Sukarno between 1948 and 1968 when he was granted such inheritance guarantee as payment for his services to the world. Dr. Soconto swears that President Sukarno had designated to him the collection all those funds known as the family inheritance guarantee and the accumulated interest thereon, and that he has been acknowledged by Depository Bank, as evidenced by the bank instruments, books, record and ledgers and codes in his possession, as the sole recognized heir to. Under this agreement, and because of his severe and long-term chronic illness, Dr. Sokanto granted me the authority to act as one of his attorneys, in fact to act jointly and or severally, and to undertake all means and methods to recover the funds owing to him and the people of Indonesia. Dr. Sokanto has further agreed and confirmed that he also holds the full secret book of codes, the MILAB book and ledgers and all records of the accounts as delivered to him, and that, upon their request, he will deliver or cause delivery of the originals of such books for presentment any court determined to have such jurisdiction and for any other purpose I may require or need for the books. I have custody of certified copies of the said book of codes, the MILAB book and ledgers, and with his POA, authorization to use them when needed. Copies were given to others for safekeeping under my direction. Some organizations have come out in what appears to be an attack on you and your mission, Neil. OPPT is one that comes to mind. What is OPPT and who were they working for? I have no reason to speak of OPPT ever again. We spent time, effort and money exposing them and they disappeared. They are literally nothing more than a cabal-shell effort no matter where they hide. They, Swiss Indo, Red Dragons, Karen Hoods, Hades and others have no say and are worthless. If you wish to see what happened between any of the above and Neil Keenan and Group K, please go to NEILKENAN.com and look into the archives and you will see how we dealt with such matters. How come more bankers or politicians do not speak of the global collateral accounts? What percentage of those in the know actually know that these accounts exist? Let's be very clear about this point. The higher levels know very well about this matter and they used to play with the notes daily, gambling them away. Imagine gambling with someone else's money when it does not matter if you win or lose. This is what they did at the higher levels. The ones that have spoken about it have been killed or suicided, thrown off roofs most likely, amongst other things. Would you speak of it? This is why those in the know, no matter which side of the fence they reside on, are following my moves as close as you could imagine. Once open, what will these accounts be used for? Will free energy projects be involved too? Which ones are in mind? Are you working with people, organizations, government who can bring these technologies out to the masses? The GCA have been allocated by the Dragon family to be used for humanitarian purposes. Virtually any positive development that one can imagine that will benefit the people of this world and our environment will fall within the scope of this mandate. This will clearly require the removal of those comprising the entity known as the Cabal and their enslavement of humanity both financially and otherwise, and the ending of their legacy of control, depopulation and environmental destruction. By definition, this includes the release of free energy technologies along with thousands of other beneficial technologies that have been suppressed, some of which for well over a century. I am in contact with researchers and developers who have very advanced technologies which are waiting to be released, once it is safe and practicable to do so. How much gold and metals actually exist in these accounts? Will this help to transform our financial system? The amount of mined and processed gold is vastly underreported. There exists almost 14 times more gold bullion than is acknowledged in terms of the status quo line on the topic. In short, what this means is that there are far more physical assets with tangible value than are required to back our global currencies and to fund the remediation of every issue that we face in our world. After the accounts are open, what is expected to happen in the following 3 months initially? The following year after they are opened? I have no idea how long it is going to take to set things up. It will not be an easy job, and it will involve the people of the planet and fixing things that have been broken by the West in their attempts towards taking over the planet with their globalist policies. I am sure not so long, although we will surely find out. What role is the BRICS playing in resetting the financial and political systems of the world? BRICS is doing what Group K proposed years ago by holding the Monaco Accords and as well pushing for an Eastern financial system. Think BRICS Bank, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, etc. All the ideas were there and they utilized them to get to where they are, but they can be financially stronger and will be in the very near future. What role specifically is Vladimir Putin playing? Is he helping humanity? Yes. If either Vladimir Putin/Russia and or China turned their heads for 1 week, it would be the end of the West as we know it. They are what keeps us alive and standing in terms of maintaining balance. One slip and the West, whose leaders do not represent we the people, will come down to the point where we will have to release the Kraken.